What's going on, my beautiful DC brothers and sisters? It's your boy, the Truth 31. Hit like, subscribe for all that DC goodness on your face, neck, and chest. And so, Mark Guggenheim is going for the jugular. Mark Guggenheim's like, look, I did my CW shit. I'm not gonna make that teen boppy romance. No. My Green Lantern show is gonna be adult and it's gonna be violent. So, hey, adult and violence, you had me at hello. So, according to the direct, the Green Lantern series will have a TVMA rating and present a large dose of profanity and violence. Oh, okay. It's like, bruh, are you sure Mark Guggenheim is not doing Spawn, profanity, and violence? Well, I know some of the Green Lantern stories have been like really dark and really gruesome at times, and DC is obviously like known for its really adult content. But I think this might throw people for a loop because people obviously are not used to seeing a dark Green Lantern. Like their frame of reference is probably the cartoons and the Ryan Reynolds film. But this one I like. This one's gonna get really adult. Obviously, it's on HBO Max, so you can't go for that teen poppy CW bullshit. No. This has got to be for adults. If the report is correct, Warner Brothers may want to capitalize on Watchmen's success and present this show to a mature audience, obviously. Shifting from the lighter tone of Ryan Reynolds' movie. Yeah. Let's shift all the way far away from that Ryan Reynolds movie. The direct also stated that the main characters of the series would square off against the Dominators. Now, the Dominators are a bunch of, Mars attacks looking like creepy, long, scaly aliens, and they basically want to destroy the Earth or whatever. Your classic bad guy villains, your classic bad guys setup and story, stuff like that. They hate the Green Lanterns and they hate the human race and stuff like that. So a greedy alien race responsible for the invasion. Yeah, I think they were also, weren't they in the CW? What was it? I don't know if it was Crisis or something like that. Was it Earth X or something like that? I think they were prominent during the last three episodes of that whole event on the CW. Agree. Comic book story loosely adapted by crossover event in the Arrowverse. See, there you go. I didn't even know that they fucking mentioned it. There's also going to be an all new female Green Lantern called Bree Jarda. I did a video on that, so make sure you like on that video. And two Green Lanterns, Alan Scott and Guy Gardner, living in two time periods within the show. At this time, a release date for the series hasn't yet been set in stone, but fans are eager to know their casting and see the first pictures. Yeah, I'm eager to see who they cast in this show. I'm sure we're gonna get that information pretty soon. I don't think we're gonna wait till like next year. Hopefully not, but I think it's gonna be pretty soon. It still sucks that we won't get a Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart. I know that they probably want to save those two for the movies, and which is fine because I'm more a little bit more interested to see like the newer Green Lanterns, like a Jessica Cruz, a Simon Baz, and a Guy Gardner, and especially Alan Scott. So I'm interested to see what they have in mind, and of course the whole dark Green Lantern gritty story. That's cool, especially set in space with a big HBO Max budget. Like this isn't going to be a CW. No. This is going to have a movie type budget, especially with the adult content and the adult nature of this. Like this is gonna be like really, really cool to see, and I can't wait to see this because this is what I was worried about. I was worried about Mark Guggenheim like wanting to inject that again, that soap opera-ness to it, and I was like dreading it. But now that after hearing this, I was like, okay, now I'm a little more assured. Now I'm a little more excited to see what he has in mind, and I hope they go down the route of the Grant Morrison run of Green Lantern that is currently going on right now, because that whole Grant Morrison run on Green Lantern, it's so weird, it's so dark, it's so bizarre. It's like classic Grant Morrison. I highly recommend if you want to read that because it's set in space and it's really trippy. The art is fantastic. Again, it's that weird 70-esque, LSD type art to it, which is like really cool. It's really cool, but it's really weird. So I hope they go to that Grant Morrison storyline. And also interesting that Mark Guggenheim let slip is the latest report. Well, it's not from Mark Guggenheim is from the direct, so it's a rumor. All of this seems to be like rumors, which sucks because I want an official confirmation. But the latest report from the direct suggests the series will take place in the 1940s and 1980s and present day timelines. So we're gonna be going back and forth through the present timelines, through present day and to the past and stuff like that, which is really interesting because I always thought like Alan Scott, that character, was always best suited in the 1940s because that's when he was like created, and that's like his time spot right there. And it was like, and I was worried that they might put Alan Scott in this new updated in our world, in our year. But the fact that Mark Guggenheim, supposedly the rumor is that they're going to be bouncing back and forth through the 1940s and present day, that reassures me like, okay, well, we're going to see Alan Scott in the 1940s and stuff like that. And maybe, just maybe, they might go with the classic look of Alan Scott with the cape and the ring and the domino mask. That would be really cool. They have to do that. They have to, if they're going to do Alan Scott in the 1940s, that's the way you got to go. That's how you got to do it. So it's unclear if the timelines will converge at one point or another, or if they will remain separate and each follow a different plot thread throughout the series. HBO Max has confirmed Alan Scott, Guy Gardner, Jessica Cruz, Simon Baz, Kilowog, and Sinestro will all be part of the series. In a panel hosted by comic books Ross Burlingame last month, series co-creator Mark Guggenheim confirmed that while the series will be developed as a television show, it will very much have the production quality of a blockbuster movie. So there you go. It's not going to be that CW low budget. It's going to be cool. It's going to be trippy. Hopefully, again, I want that Grant Morrison Green Lantern-esque vibe to the show. Really trippy, really weird. And if they go down that route, then this might be a unique take on Green Lantern. Because I've always said that the Green Lantern could be DC Star Wars. It could be so cool. It could be so weird. It could be so complex. It could be so layered. And it could be so weird if done correctly. So I hope, fingers crossed, that they know what they're doing with the showrunner and Mark Guggenheim. So this is what Mark Guggenheim said. I happen to believe, and this is not a universally held opinion, that you can't do a 10-hour show or an 8-episode show like an 8-hour movie, Guggenheim said. I don't think that works. When I see it done, there's always some flabby episodes in the middle. That's the main problem with the CW verse. I think you have to approach it like a TV series and approach each episode like its own entity. Even though it's streaming, even though hopefully people will binge it, you've got to make each episode a satisfying meal. You've got to look at it with a different tempo than you would have in a 2-hour movie. Yes, preach, bro, preach. This is what I want to hear. So again, the more and more he speaks, the more information I read, the more and more I'm getting invested, the more and more I'm getting excited. So this is what I want. He also added that being said, certainly the show for HBO Max that we're all working on, we are approaching it with the production ambitions of a movie. Good. So we're writing it like a TV show, but we're hoping to produce it like a film. HBO's working synopsis for this series below. From HBO Max is the Berlanti Productions and Warner Brothers and all that stuff. So there you go. That's the information that so far we have on Green Lantern. Again, I'm excited for Green Lantern. I'm looking forward to it. I'm liking all the characters. I'm liking the story. I'm liking what Mark Guggenheim has to say about this. And I just hope that this turns out to be great because, again, we can't have another bad Green Lantern. If this sucks, if this sucks, if this turns out to be terrible, then the Green Lantern franchise is in trouble. And I don't care how good Zack Snyder is. I don't think even he can save this franchise. So I'm having all my faith in Mark Guggenheim and Seth Grahame-Smith, who is the showrunner for this HBO Max miniseries. I'm hoping they do the character justice. Please, dear God, do not mess this up because Green Lantern is one of my favorite characters and he deserves to be done right and he deserves justice. No pun intended. So anyway, those are my thoughts. Smash that like button, my beautiful DC brothers and sisters. Subscribe. Hit me up on Twitter, Instagram. Let's continue having a DC conversation as always. Support DC. Love DC. Are you excited for the Greg Berlanti, Seth Grahame-Smith, and Mark Guggenheim production of Green Lantern? Do you have any concerns? Do you have worries? Are you excited? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you're concerned, again, hopefully these comments by Mark Guggenheim can put your worries at rest, put you at ease, and you don't have to worry about it. But for right now, with everything that we've read so far, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. I want to see Jessica Cruz. Hopefully they have a good actor to play all these roles. I'm excited to see Alan Scott. I'm excited about the timelines jumping into the 1940s, 50s, 60s, 80s, 70s, whatever, and it's all going to be good. Hopefully. Again, this is DC Star Wars. Don't mess it up, HBO Max. Don't mess it up, Mark Guggenheim. We're counting on you, bro. Take the oath. We're counting on you. Truth out.